Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Listen, are you aware that there is much more to us than human beings? The real reality is beyond a human awareness. When you go outside and when you look around your world, we have sight, smell, touch, hear, taste. If we can't, that's the only way we can see our reality. That is a sliver of the true nature of reality. So you and I, we are living way, way below our true essence and our true selves. We haven't even tapped into what we are. Notice I didn't say who we are. Who we are is a limitation. What we are is the true essence of how reality works. I'll tell you a story how I discovered this. That I know that a human being is not the true feeling state of us. There is something that's beyond the human being, and it's operating inside of us right now. And it gets even trippier. There is two parts of a being. I'll make it make sense to you. Let me tell you the story how I figured this out. That there is definitely what I call a higher intelligence, a higher source, or whatever you want to call it, soul, consciousness, whatever it is there, and it's working inside of you and I, and it's really you and I. It's the 99% of what we are, and the 1% is the human being. Okay, how did I discover this thing? So the story goes, my grandmother passed away, and I went to the viewing. Now look, you know, when you grow up with someone like your parents or your mom, you know them very well. You see them when they're alive. You see how they interact. You see them just being energetic. When they're sleeping, you know they're sleeping. But when the death, or when they've passed away, and you're physically looking at their essence or their body, it does something truly to your mind, to your reality. And the minute when I went to view, when my grandmother passed away, and I went in to view her, and I looked at her, I automatically knew that what I was looking at wasn't her. I knew something left. I knew who she was not the body I was looking at. I can't explain this to you the way I am attempting to explain it to you, but it feels like it's a shell. What I was looking at was a shell, and there was someone in the shell that was controlling the shell, and now the shell is broken, the shell is malfunctioned, the shell doesn't work. So whoever was in the shell left the shell. So okay, Aziza says you know exactly what you mean. So you know exactly what I mean. Many of you have experienced that, and you're wondering to yourself, where does that come from? Well, that's called your innate true essence. So from that day on, when I observed that, I started to say to myself, what's really going on here? Wait, who am I? What's happening? Is this me right here? What's going on? So what I say to you is this, that you are not you. You're not who you think you are. So your body is a shell that you're using to interact and play within the world. It's a tool. So, what I've discovered is, okay, let me focus less on the tool and let me focus on what is driving the tool. So I started to stop focusing on the self of me, and I start to focus on what is that thing that I keep hearing? What is that voice? What is that feeling? What are these intuition? What are these hunches? What are these nudges? What are these trippy things that if I tune into them, they are speaking to me, they are talking, they're communicating with me, they are giving me advice, they're showing me stuff. And once I started to gravitate towards that side of the field, that's when I started to realize that I am not who I think I was. I am more of a what. And that's when my life really started to change. That's when things start to go a lot better. That's when I start to manifest things. And that was that analogy, that realization, that aha moment is what actually helped me, propel me to win the lottery. The lottery was something that it was considered that you couldn't do it. And once I discovered that all of this is a play and I'm just a consciousness experience mark, the shell mark, but the actual mark is a whole lot more powerful than this mark. And the actual mark is what's driving and helping this mark to have an experience. Someone says, my grandma and my mom transitioned. So you know what I mean. So when you see that, it does something to your understanding. When you see things like that, it expands more of your awareness. Now you start to question your reality around you, right? Now you start to question, okay, what's going on? Is this really real? Is this really happening? And then it takes you into another level of understanding, another level of awareness, another level of enlightenment. And once you get to that next level of enlightenment, that's when you really start to escape the self. You see, guys, the self is an illusion. The self, the name, the identity, all of that is not you and I, because all of that has limitation. All of that has faults. All of that have blocks. All of that creates suffering. It creates depression. It creates anxiety. See, all of that is a product of the game that we're playing. So the unfortunate truth is that we have been accustomed to identify with the self. You know the self better as the ego. And once we have identified with that part of us, man, we unidentify with our true self, our true beings, our true essence. And what you got to do is you have to now start to look into what you are by using your imagination, and actually you have to start to get into knowing how to communicate with the universe, the multiverse, whatever you call it. Talk to the universe. And one of the most powerful ways that you can really get acquainted or to know your true essence is by having time alone with just your being. And what do I mean by that? It means by just getting 5 to 10 minutes a day with nothing, and just sit and let what come in, let what go out. The minute you start, the minute you stop thinking, the minute you stop analyzing, and the minute you just start being, that's when the ball gets rolling for you. That's when you tune in to that higher self. That is when the mind converts into what it's supposed to be to help you. That's when a different voice comes in. That's when a different intuition. That's when the whole game changes now. Because now you're not operating on logic. You're operating on infinite intelligence. Once you get into that part of the self, all things are possible. Now, the part of you that exhibits and gets you into that higher consciousness, higher being, is through the unconscious mind. If you want to get anything done, you have to get into the unconscious mind. You have to go in that unconscious mind, and you have to see the faults. Because in order to know the faults, you got to know where they exist. So I'm telling you right now, All of your thoughts exist in your unconscious mind. So Ellie asked me, hey Mark, can I just decide it's mine and that be enough? No. You cannot just decide it, because again, you have protective mechanisms to help you in the game. And one of those protective mechanisms is the subconscious mind. And this is why, listen, I'm glad you brought that question up, Ellie, because check this out. This is why people struggle to manifest. This is why it's hard, and this is why people give up, and this is why people stop trying to create stuff. Because they think that this thing is just, okay, I'm just going to have a positive mindset, and I'm going to say it's mine, and it's on the way, and it's going to come into my life, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to manifest it magically. No. Cannot happen that way. Again, I repeat it again. You have to understand the mechanisms of your own mind. The mind has 3 levels of protective mechanism. Conscious, critical divide, subconscious. They're designed to do different roles while you're in this game, or in this matrix, or in this holographic, whatever it is. They have different roles to do. One of them, conscious, observe, look around, protect. Critical divide, to make sure what's observed and to protect matches. Subconscious, to initiate and create the reality to observe and protect. So you see, they all work together. They're like boom, boom, boom. So if you want to change your life, the first thing you have to do, you definitely have to decide that it's already mine. That's the first step. Once that decision comes in, that, you know what, this is what I desire. This is for me. This is the life I'd like to live. That's a decision. Now you got to take that decision, okay, and then you have to transfer it into subconscious to initiate that decision to become a reality. So it's just not good enough to just say it's mine, it's done, it's on the way. You know, there's this great what is this quote? It says, I don't chase, I attract. Yes, that's good, but in order for you to attract something, you have to be in alignment with it. Yes, alignment means you have to, as you say here, act like you have it, but on a energetic level, on a feeling level. Once you can act like you have something, your subconscious mind now can initiate the process of recreating it. So if you ask me, how do you get to the subconscious mind? By pretending, acting like it's yours, visualizing, repetition with the visualization, speaking out aloud, changing environments, not being comfortable. When I mean change environments, I mean to get up and move. It means by always keeping your mind actively pursuing different levels of understanding, always exposing yourself to empowering information. Keep your mind guessing, keep your mind boom, boom, boom. Never make your mind comfortable. Always look for new things to inspire you. Always think big, think great. Use powers of subliminals. How do I act like I have a Mercedes? That's what's manifesting me ask here. How to act like you have a Mercedes? Imagination. Imagine what you would look like inside of a Mercedes. Feel what you would feel like inside a Mercedes. Someone says, I can't fake it. If you can't fake it, you can't make it. So you got to learn to fake it till you make it. Go test drive a Mercedes. Visualize daily the Mercedes. Gotta take it till you make it. Gotta fake it till you make it. How do you act financially free? Again, Every question you guys are asking me, they're very simple to explain. And here it is. Anything that you want. I'm seeing these questions here. How to act financially free. How to do that to win the lottery. I'm just reading along. How to escape the 9 to 5 without being broke. See all of that stuff you're asking me right now? Here's the answer to all of it. I'm going to give you one fact. The world that you're living in now, your job, your 9 to 5, if you're financially whatever, everything that you are experiencing right now is a product of what you had in your head. Majestic said they're not woke. Well, we're going to make them woke today. We're going to wake them up now. If they're not woke, I'm going to wake them. So, if you want to be financially free, it has to come inside the mind. What would your life look like being financially free? How would you do things different being financially free? Where would you live financially free? All of those can be acclimated in the mind. Those are imagination. You can think those. You can feel those. If you start to do that, and you do it over and over again, it's going to enter the subconscious mind. What the subconscious mind is going to do for you now is going to send the information to help you to become financially free by sending it to your smart mind. Your smart mind now is going to start to take inspired action to make you financially free. Same thing with owning a car. Da, da, da. So I'll go back to the question where someone says, I can't fake it. So let me explain to you the reason you can't fake it. The reason you can't fake it is because two things. The way the system was set up and your ego. The system is set up for you to, alright, I want to put something. Okay, so we have normal. This is going to make sense to you, right? So we have the word normal, correct? And when I say the word normal to you guys, what comes to your mind? Oh, regular. Now I'm going to use another word. Paranormal. Oh man, that's ghost and weird and trippy stuff there, man. That's a program that they put to your mind. Everything must become paranormal before it becomes normal. Your cell phone was paranormal 50 years ago. If someone was thinking, oh, I could make a device, I could talk, that's called paranormal. Now, your cell phone is normal. An airplane flying was paranormal 100 years ago. Man, I could see myself flying and going to the moon. Now, that's called paranormal. Paranormal, normal. Paranormal just means something that human beings haven't figured out or haven't discovered. Okay? So if you can't fake it or pretend that you already have it, so you are now programmed by the Matrix to think that's paranormal. Remember I just told you, everything that you do, this car was paranormal over 150 years ago. These glasses, paranormal 200 years ago. This watch, paranormal. Now it's all normal. See how they trick your mind? So when you hear paranormal, they make you think, oh, this is quacky, but they don't tell you. That's the real definition of paranormal. So let's go back. So if you say, I can't fake it, I can't pretend, then you got programmed by the Matrix to tell you that you can't do that because it doesn't work like that. And number two, you're under the control of your ego. Because what your ego will say to you is, hey, what are you doing? This makes no sense. You can't do that. What the hell? Get back to reality. But your ego doesn't know that reality is actually in your mind first, then it becomes, reality is the causation and the effect is reality. Your ego didn't tell you that little story, did it? It didn't tell you that, yeah, the true way to manifest anything in your life is to pretend, act like it's yours, feel like it's yours, fake it till you make it like it's yours. It's not going to tell you that. The world's going to tell you, don't pretend, don't act like it's yours, don't feel like it's yours, because all of that doesn't work. You have to go out and work hard. You got to make decisions. You got to push it. You got to pull it. You got to strive. You got to. That's what the Matrix tells you. So anybody here that have difficulty in pretending, then you now must change that, because you will not get your success. because that means you have been programmed and duped by the matrix. I'll give you another one, very simple one. If you go up to anybody right now and you say, hey man, what's your dream? Walk on the street to any regular person, you say, what's one of your dream? And they probably tell you, to make a lot of money, to do my business. They'll tell you, I just want to be financially free. I don't want to be healthy. But majority of people will tell you it's a financial thing. They say, I want to make a lot of money. I want to be financially free. Some people say, I want to win the lottery, whatever. Okay, anything like that. And then let's move the lottery out of it. Let's use regular thing. So I want to be financially free. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be whatever they tell you. Then you ask them this question. You say, all right, man. So what's the plan? How are you going to become a millionaire? Here's what they'll tell you. Man, just keep going, man. Just get up every day. Keep striving. Just keep doing what I'm doing. And just do my da-da-da. You know, just work and do all that stuff. That's what they tell you. What you don't know is working a 9-to-5 or working for someone else is not going to make you financially secure. It's not going to make you rich. It's not going to make you a millionaire. When you work for yourself, when you work more on yourself, when you find out what you're really good at, when you can be of service to someone else, to others, that's what's going to make you a millionaire. That's right. Striving is surviving, not thriving. But why do people have that in their head? Because that's what the matrix put into their head. Work. And by the way, here's what I want to tell you. The harder you work, here's a good one. Luck favors the ones who work hard. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Incorrect. The harder you work, you're not going to get lucky. The more risk you take, the more calculated risk you take, you become lucky. It's not hard work, it's risk, calculated risk. The more things that you do to become uncomfortable, the more ideas, the more risk you go, calculated risk I'm talking about, the more you become lucky to become a millionaire. It's work hard. It's not work hard, it's work smart, as Tiffany says. These are just little gems I'm putting out to you so that you can see the big picture, man. So that you can see how we all have been played and been duped and how we've been programmed. And you get up every day. Many of you see it. You probably watch your parents. I watch my parents. You probably watch your mom, your dad work 20, 30 years. And you adopted that same mentality yourself. And some of you see like, man, I can never get wealthy. My mom and dad been working 50 years. And we just live in average. That's in your program. They're never going to tell you. The secret to success, the secret to changing your life, to be whatever your life means, change your life could be big or small. Some people have big life, big dreams. They want to be billionaires. Some people just want to have normal, just enough finances to just enjoy their life. Whatever freedom is to you, the scope. The secret to success for all of those lies in one thing. The mind world. The mental faculty of how you think, what you think consistently, how you feel about yourself, what you feel about what you would like to achieve, and whether you believe that you deserve it. It doesn't have nothing to do with hard work. It doesn't have nothing to do with luck. It doesn't have nothing to do with meeting the right connections. It doesn't have nothing to do with going to college and getting a degree and da-da-da. It has nothing to do with any of that. It only have one thing to do. How do I view this self in this game? What is this self capable of doing? And the only way this self can become capable of doing what I want to do is either I imagine it, I pretend this self already have it, I feel like this self already have it, then that's when it will come into my world. Nothing to do with the hard work stuff. I live in a pretend world every day. Not a delusional pretend world. in a, best way to put it to you, in a balanced, tiny bit of delusional pretend world. And what do I mean by pretend world? Every day when I get up, I make sure I see something that I'd like to achieve, and I see it and I repeat it. And then when I see something I'd like to achieve, I feel what it would feel like for me to achieve the thing I like to achieve, big or small, whatever it is. And I would implement that thing every day, whatever, over and over again. And then guess what happens? It comes to pass. Sometimes it may take me 3 weeks. Sometimes it may take me 4 months. Other times it took me 2 years. But it always comes to pass. This is what I'm showing you, people, is that you have to work with what's outside the dimension to bring it into this dimension. You have to work inside out. Inside the imagination will create outside the real world. Inside what it feels like, inside how it feels, because you're missing. I mean, this is one key point they don't tell you, but let me reiterate it again for you. Everything you eat, smell, touch, taste, all comes into your life by your subconscious mind. By the way, you know that, right? By the way, did you guys know 97% everything you do is automatically a program? Think about that. You are running on a 97% program. Only 3% is what you have free will to do. 97% of what you're doing was pre-programmed, either by you, for you, which is good. That's good for you. You're gonna live your life. Or it was pre-programmed by someone else for you, which is not good. But you're still running a program. So listen to this. This gets deep. Listen carefully. So it literally means that you have actually never ever, within the past, I'm gonna say this, most of you have never known what it's like to think. You have never actually initiated a thought. Do you know what it means to really think? Oh, Mark, what are you talking about? I'm thinking right now. I think this morning I got up. I said, okay, I'm gonna wear my green pants and my red shirt. I thought that up. That's thinking. No, my friend, that's not thinking. That's programming. Your subconscious mind already decided you was gonna wear the pink shirt and the red pants. Your thoughts are not all completely yours, my friends. It's a program. Are you kind of like seeing the light open now? Okay, but I got great news for you though. So the subconscious is a programmable mind. So it literally means, okay, Mark, so you're telling me that the way my life is a product of my environment, my parents, my beliefs, the place I live, the place I grew up, all those. Yeah, I'm telling you all that stuff. And you're telling me that even my name and all that stuff is all a program. I'm telling you all that stuff. So that means if I'm struggling right now, even if I try to fix my life, I'm still doomed. You're still doomed. Even if I work hard and I get the right connections, you're still doomed. You're still doomed. What do you mean, man? So you're telling me like once I got a program stuck in my mind of like I'm not good enough or no money, I'm still doomed. You're still doomed. Well, what do you mean? I can go out and make money. You're still doomed. I'm gonna explain how you're still doomed right now. Although you can temporarily override the unconscious mind. I don't want temporarily. I want to permanently override the unconscious mind, but it's going to temporarily. So here's an example. You go out, you bust your butt, you work hard, you make a ton of money. Come back, you say, Mark, I told you, Mark, check this out. I'm making money, my life is going good, so I beat the game. No, you didn't. And I'm going to tell you, check back with me in 2 years. You're going to be right back where you started. Not even 2 years passed, like 9 months you come back. Mark, I don't know what's happening, man. I'm losing all my business. My money's going down. What's going on? Just last year I was making all this money. I said, wait, is it 2 years? Oh, you came back in 9 months. The unconscious gonna always win. The creditor is gonna always come back for his money. He's gonna let you have fun for a little bit, but he's gonna come right back and put you back to where you were, unless you change the program permanently. You understand how this stuff is working now? Okay, so Mark, how do I fix this, man? What do I do, Mark? I tell you what you do. You go home, you get a pen or paper, you get a pad. I want you to write down the stuff you want. Then I want you to pretend and look at the stuff you want like it's already yours normally. Okay, first thing you got to do. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to take all that stuff and I'm going to reprogram your subconscious mind for you so that all the stuff you did will become permanent. And I'm going to give you a guarantee along with that. I'm going to say to you that once I get all those stuff programmed in your subconscious mind for you and show you how to do that stuff, then I'm going to guarantee you that even if you slip up and something just happened in your life where you're out of your control, market crash, stock market goes down, money lose, I'm going to guarantee you that even if you lose stuff, you'll be the first to get it back up in no time. Because you can't lose what's already been permanently programmed. So I'm going to give you that. I'm going to tell you that you're virtually guaranteed to success. I'm going to tell you that whatever you make and do, you're never going to go like this again. Whoop, 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 whoop. You're going to go like this now. You're going to always be consistent, man. And I'm also going to tell you that even if you try to fail and try to sabotage yourself to fail, the way you program your mind is going to come back and override you from even failing. Just like it do to make you fail, it can make you not fail. But you got to know to get to the language. You got to know the secrets. You got to know how it works. You got to know how to communicate, how to talk to it. You got to know the system. You got to change some parts of your life. You got to change some things that you do. You got to change some habits. You got to create some discipline. You got to do a couple stuff. But once you get that stuff in, your whole life can change. Then you can go whatever you want, man. You could go, if you want to manifest to win the lottery, you can do that. If you want to go make a 6-figure business, you can go do that. If you want to attract better health, you can go do that. Because everything is the subconscious controls your immune system, your health. It controls the reality, it controls money, it controls all stuff. It's the gateway that generates the hologram to us to see it and to experience it. So those are just some enlightening words that I want you guys to pay attention to and to ponder, and then take you to new levels of awareness. And I'll see you